Hello and welcome back to Robot Rebellion here at Historic Dockyard, Chatham, for another episode of Robot Combat. Last time out we saw 3 robots tie up the heat in a bit of a love triangle. The Seeds, Gold Dust, New York Slice and Ultra Violence all scoring equal points, and therefore will have to fight later on in the series for a place in the round of 16. For now though, let's take a look at today's episode. Here's how the competition will work. 4 robots enter into each heat, a mini-league of one-on-one battles where every robot will fight each other once. Winning your fight will earn you a point on the leaderboard, and the robot with the most points at the end of the episode will progress to the round of 16, with second place in the heat entering into the play-in rumbles for a wildcard spot. In the event of a tied heat, a rumble will decide the results of these positions. The robots competing in today's heat are 7th Circle, our number 11 seed, Gizmo, the Chili Daddy, and Jackhammer. 4 exceptional spinning robots. This should be a lot of damage. There is the leaderboard all set at 0 points apiece. That is not how this table will look by the end of the evening. I'm excited for this one. Our first battle is approaching, and it's going to be a big one to kick things off. 7th Circle, the number 11 seeds, the vertical spinner built by Dave Weston, is hard hitting, but it does tend to do the thing. If you know, you know. It is going up against another fearsome vertical spinner in Gizmo. This awesome machine has already won competitions this year. Ellis Ware, builder of Magnetar from Robot Wars, brings this destructive weapon into play. It is, however, completely 3D printed. We'll see how well it holds up.
Gizmo, the orange robot that has just entered in, won the last Bristol Bot Builders event earlier in February. It is a mean vertical spinning weapon, and it is against an equally mean vertical spinning weapon in 7th Circle, built by Dave Weston.
Classic 2 vert spinners going here. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the more, but I think it's going to definitely be a fight of who has the more reach.
Yeah. And a ground game.
And ground game, definitely ground game. It's all about the ground game these days. 7th Circle has more experience in the arena, but as you said, Gizmo does have the wins under its belt and is a phenomenally dangerous spinner, and of course entered by Ellis Ware, who competed on the Robot Wars with Grand Finalist Pulsar as well. Can't forget that, of course.
Robot ears, stand by.
It's Gizmo in the blue square, 7th Circle in the red.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Here we go, both up to speed very quickly. Oh! Box rush there! Oh, and there is a lipo outside of the robot. That is not meant to be there. A very quick dispatching from Gizmo, who literally just spun up.
I don't even think it moved out of its starting square.
And now there will be a short break while the snakes from the top of the box all the way out of the building collect up the smoke.
Yep, safety is a huge precaution in events like this. It does look like a lot of fun, but safety is the first key thing we look at. We always have to make sure that the arena is safe and everyone else around it is safe as well. Lipo fires are very dangerous.
You see the smoke coming out of the box now. A light haze across the arena.
I thought we didn't have a fog of war this tournament, but obviously we do.
So for those not in the know, the robots run on lithium polymer batteries. When these batteries are hit, they form a chemical reaction that creates lots of smoke and sometimes a bit of fire as well. These are dangerous machines, both the internal components and the external weapons.
Small but powerful.
All right, Ellis, how well did that go?
I mean, there's not an awful lot of data to pull. Very lucky for me and unlucky for Dave, I won the fort game immediately. And it was who was going to hit first, and I hit him, and he's like again now, and there was like a fight. So
second fight of the event and one hit KO.
Yeah.
Easy?
I'm kind of speechless. Well, I mean, easy in the sense that I didn't have to try. I'm kind of speechless. Sorry. I either hit really hard, and I just go back to the pit, check it's not now, like cracked and broken, from that impact, it looks fine. So I guess I'm just, I don't know,
Yeah,
I've not even...
Have you actually had a fight?
I've not even looked at, I mean, that's where it hit.
Yeah. Very minimal damage.
It would seem so, yeah. So
Don't
I'm still shaking.
Don't expect anything less than you.
Well, I'll report back if it's still working.
Good job.
Cheers.
Take it easy.
Fight number 2 sees Jack Franklin's The Chili Daddy taking on Jackhammer. This overhead undercutter, as it's labelled, is very versatile. Good speed and weaponry, but it is unproven, so says the team. However, it has just run through an event in America. It is going up against the hammer saw of Jackhammer, a powerful drive, or so the team hopes. They are worried about their ground game at the front, however, and the forks of the Chili Daddy could play upset in this one.
Next up, we have a battle between the Chili Daddy, built by Jack Franklin, a top 8 competitor at an American competition, Norwalk Havoc Robot League, and they are going up against Jackhammer, a hammer saw robot with a fearsome-looking front plow, very nicely painted up in the classic Robot Combat hazard stripes. We do like a bit of hazard stripes, don't we?
We love hazard stripes here. There is nothing better than hazard stripes. Well, I'll be interested to see this Jackhammer in action, actually, because I am quite partial to a good axe bot. And it looks very, very tasty. Hopefully it will still look tasty after this fight.
Can it handle the spice that is the Chili Daddy, though?
Oh, I mean, it is pretty spicy.
Three, two, one, begin.
We've had 2 very quick fights so far. Let's see if this one has a bit more staying power.
Let's hope so. I really do hope we're going to see a big fight here. Oh, well, it's already lasted longer than the previous 2. Chili Daddy with a good drive there on Jackhammer. Jackhammer trying to bring in that hammer saw, but missed. That was a bit of a wasted attack there, Jevon, really, wasn't it?
I think so, but they are getting to know this new robot. Chili Daddy has had a whole run at a competition to get used to this. In fact, it's had a couple so far. It did very, very well at the last competition. As I said earlier, top 8 competitor.
And that was over in America, right?
It was indeed.
Yeah. They're built different in America. Damage being done there. Oh!
Getting a bit spinny up there. Chili Daddy looked in trouble for a moment. Their weapon is down. It's back up again now, though. You see the gyroscopic forces at play.
Jackhammer was using their wedge to good advantage there, but they seem to be stuck now on the side. Chili Daddy trying to use good sportsmanship, maybe trying to get them off. Yep, good work
very
there.
nice from Jack.
I think there's a round of applause for that one. Everybody. Oh, good slam there. That's the fun with this sport. You can be nice 1 second and then the evil sod the next. Chili Daddy trying to bring in that spinner now, but being pushed back. This is a really good battle here. 2 very different machines.
The pit button has been pressed and down it will go. Jackhammer has done very well to get that front wedge in play against Chili Daddy's spinner. And now one of those forks is up in the air.
Definitely so, and with the good driving that they've used so far, oh, I say that, and they go right on the edge. Can they get away? I don't think they can.
Oh,
and it's only about a second, and it's down.
It's a win for the Chili Daddy. Proof that this game is not over until it's over.
Literally, just as I said, the driving was great on Jackhammer as well.
Judges are very happy there.
Yeah, they still haven't have to make a decision yet.
What's the phrase? Never work with children, animals, or roboteers. Here is the leaderboard. After the first round of battles, Gizmo and the Chili Daddy sit at 1 point apiece at the top of the leaderboard. 7th Circle and Jackhammer are yet to score. We're going to see the top 2 fighting it out in just a little bit, but first of all, 7th Circle, our number 11 seed, returns having put new battery into their robot. This one not quite as on fire. They are going up against joint bottom of the table, Jackhammer. This is a do-or-die battle. Both of these robots looking for their first win of the night. Only one of them can take it away. Who will it be, though? If you're a betting man, you'd have to go with the number 11 seeds, but having seen their first battle, who knows at this point? Anything can happen in the arena.
Okay, being loaded into the box. We have 7th Circle, the black and red vertical spinner. Was very unfortunate, spun up, rammed in to Gizmo. Gizmo sent it and its battery flying in opposite directions. Really unfortunate way to finish that first fight, but going to be gunning for this next opponent, which is Jackhammer, the hammer saw robot that has an interesting fork setup for this fight, Anderson.
Yes, interesting fork setup, trying to get the ground and reach game beaten here on 7th Circle. Of course, in the last round, Jackhammer were their own worst enemy, actually, throwing themselves into the pit, despite being technically in the lead at that point. So, it'll be an interesting fight if they can avoid the pit, and if 7th Circle can avoid going up in smoke. Should be a good one, this one.
Seventh Circle is in the red square. Jackhammer in the
Robot
blue.
ears, stand by.
Electric Boogaloo.
3, 2, 1. Begin.
Both up to speed early on.
Seventh,
And go on.
Seventh Circle spinner sounding very, very dangerous there. It's lasted longer in this fight than in the last one, so that's always good to see.
Yeah.
Can they bring that spinner into the side? They're trying to desperately, but those forks there, look, on Jackhammer, being very effective at winning the ground game, and I think that could be it for Seventh Circle. Beats on his back. They can't get back from that. No, time ticking down for them. Dave tapping out. And
The win
Jackhammer.
goes to Jackhammer.
Very, very good win there for Jackhammer.
Incredibly unfortunate there for Seventh Circle. They're going to be searching for points later on. But the top of the table is where we head next for a fight between Gizmo and the Chili Daddy. And this one, I think, is going to be exceptional. Both of these robots very good at what they do. A big vert versus a very versatile spinning horizontal weapon on the Chili Daddy. Both have done well in competition. I'm excited, and so should you be. Let's join them in the arena.
Loaded it into the box. Over on the red side, we have the Chili Daddy bringing the spice once again. And going over into the blue square very shortly is Gizmo. In the first fight, Gizmo spun up, got run into, and then won.
It didn't even leave its starting square.
No, that's how powerful Gizmo can be. It's a former champion this year, but it's up against tough competition in the Chili Daddy, who came top 8 at Norwalk Havoc. They also did very well in their first fight.
Yes, very much so. Some would argue they were a little bit lucky, Jackhammer pitting itself, but they were still in control of the fight throughout and were very, very aggressive.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Begin.
Slightly simpler fork setup on Gizmo in this fight.
Well, Gizmo has managed to make it out of his starting gate this time at least, so that's something. Oh, one of the forks has immediately got a Chili Daddy though. It's been ripped off at the seam there. It's been taken off the actual chassis. Gizmo is a frightening machine and could very well be one to watch out for in this tournament. Chili Daddy, though, doing good work here to sort of avoid those really big hits. Oh!
Rolling across the arena, and now an undercutter. And there's that again.
The other fork has come off, though, Jevon.
As has the weapon on the Chili Daddy. This is all going downhill for Jack.
And it's all going really well for Ellis and Gizmo.
However, the driving ability of Jack Franklin is incredible, so do not count out the Chili Daddy yet. The fight, it still continues.
Especially as the pit has now dropped, although the ground game is still working in Gizmo's favour.
I can see a removable link on the floor. It is all over for the Chili Daddy. Gizmo takes the win.
And a very, very dominant win as well.
Welcome back, Ellis.
Hello.
Another win.
Another win.
Bit more of a fight than last
I
time.
had to try a lot harder for that one, yeah. My heart rate, I cannot tell you. Hang on. It says it's only 86, I think it might be missing a 1 at the beginning of that.
How well did that go?
It was actually pretty touch and go. I'm surprised I won a lot of the exchanges because I was, honestly, Chili Daddy's setup, being a horizontal with forks, is a nightmare for my kind of robot. Because I've got a plow, I've got forks I could run. In the end, went for this weird like hybrid setup, and I think I just won like the first exchange, and from there I had him on the run. But yeah.
Well, there's a nasty bite in there.
Yeah, so this is all TPU, so this is all flexible filament, 3D printed.
Yeah.
3D printed with Wranglebox, by the way. Scan the QR code.
Shameless self-plug.
Very shameless. We've got to do it. Got to pay for this sort of thing. So yeah, that's all TP. It looks like that's just tank to hit. What it's done that's really important is it's protected the nylon chassis, which is the much more valuable exotic material. And the important thing is, I know we went weapon to weapon at least one point. Weapon is as free as ever. Doesn't seem to have struggled at all with that. So I'm pretty happy. I need to go back. I was struggling to drive on one side. I think there's just crap stuck to the magnets.
Is that just from
So
the arena?
I think it might be just
debris?
ground clearance. I might replace the tyres before the next fight.
So, easy fix.
I think so, yeah. I mean, normally after every fight, I do a quick little panicky Yeah, the wheels go round, the drum spins. Okay, it can't be that bad. So based on that, I'd say it can't be that bad.
Was that an easy win then?
No, that was one of the hardest fights Robert's ever had.
Really?
I had to really go for that because he's a brilliant driver, and it was not over when his weapon came off, because he's such a brilliant driver with a brilliant drive, and I knew I had to try and keep calm. No, not easy by any means.
Well, that calmness paid off in the end, evidently. So
well, the calmness has been transferred into my system, and now I really need to go and have a cup of tea.
That sounds like a bloody good idea.
Yeah,
I might join you with that.
Keep trudging on there, Jimmy. You're doing a marvellous job. After our second round of battles, Gizmo tops the table on 2 points. The Chili Daddy is on 1 and Jackhammer also on 1. Seventh Circle, unfortunately, yet to score. Well, they could well score here as they are about to fight the Chili Daddy. Our number 11 seeds, however, I'm hearing word from the pits that something is not right with Seventh Circle. They loaded it into the box. We are cutting live now. Here it is, Dave trying to turn the robot on. Something just not happening. And so both robots are coming back out of the box. And Seventh Circle has indeed forfeited. And that means they will finish on 0 points. Unfortunate for Dave Weston there. We move straight on then with our final fight of the night between Gizmo. Ellis Ware's vertical spinner so far been dominant. They are taking on newcomers Jackhammer. This machine has proven itself in the last battle. Can they keep this upward trend in defeating Big Verts? We shall have to wait and see as we join them down in the arena.
Okay, entering into the box, we have Jackhammer, the overhead hammer saw. Has had a pretty good showing, I think, for a first bot that I've seen anyway. I don't know if they've built anything before, but they've seemed to have done well here.
Yeah, definitely so. They've definitely they've not gone out on a limp note. Let's put it that way.
No, absolutely not. They've shown that they have an aggressive strategy. They've got a reasonably decent weapon. Their fork setups are pretty good,
and they've managed to go 1-1 so far.
They have indeed, and this is a chance to get into the bracket.
Exactly. So we could be seeing this new machine make it into the top 16, which is very exciting because it shows people out there that it's not always the legends that do well, and sometimes a newcomer can come along and upset the odds and get into those later rounds.
However, they do have the wall of all walls in their way in Gizmo. This thing is mean. It has wrecked shop so far. First fight, it removed the battery from Seventh Circle.
Without even leaving its entry square, by the way.
Second fight, it removed the forks and weapon of Chili Daddy.
Yep, and just spewed it across the arena.
So you've got to worry for Jackhammer here. It's not the favourite, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, definitely not.
But I love a good underdog story.
So do I. The thing with Jackhammer as well, I mean, it's got those exposed sides. That's obviously going to be the key tactic for Gizmo here, get around the sides and attack those. But don't forget that Jackhammer's victory was against a vertical spinner. So stranger things have definitely happened in robot combat.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Gizmo running a sort of compound fork setup. They've got the long forks on there alongside some short, wide forks that they're hoping could be a good backup plan.
Yeah, Jackhammer, they're using the same forks they used earlier against Seventh Circle, hoping that they will again bring them the good fortune they did against Seventh Circle earlier.
They seem to have been re-straightened since then.
Yes, they were a bit buckled at the end of that fight.
I say straightened. I mean re-bent into the shape they want them. Gizmo in the red square.
Robot is.
Jackhammer in the blue. Last chance to get into the tournament.
2, 1, begin.
Up to speed, both robots, and squaring up nicely as Jackhammer. That first fork is already bent. In fact, all of them are already bent.
Yeah, and definitely going for the size there, as we thought they might do.
And it's all over.
And that's all over again.
Do you know, as far as the Gizmo fight goes, that's probably the least destructive we've seen it all day. But to be fair, their robot is now outside of the arena. Though I say that, I thought I just caught sight of a hot mess in the corner there.
Yeah, definitely so.
Oh dear.
Ugh. That's a bit what we like to call here.
I might have to eat my words. A bit of humble pie there. See in what state this comes out. Oh dear. Yeah, no, I was wrong. I mean, all the bits are still attached technically. I'm not sure they work anymore.
Right, what's this?
That's the forks. They were forks.
And they worked.
They worked apparently for a bit.
They, if you watch back the fight for at least the first 2 or 3 fork to forks, I was having to drive off you because I wasn't getting under you, so I was having to drive off and then try from a different angle.
And then you did find a different angle.
Found a different angle.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too bad. It looks fairly isolated, right?
It was basically one hit did all of this
All
damage.
of that, yeah. So we've it's chopped a brushless motor and it's chopped a gear motor in half. We don't have any spares of them.
Is it broken?
Yeah, the shaft is fully snapped off. So it's like gearbox gone and then motor shaft gone as well.
Sorry.
It's quite impressive.
What kind of goes through your mind when you fight a competitor like Gizmo? Like,
Make forks.
make forks. Like
Yeah.
you said that they did the job.
They did do
initially.
the job. Obviously, I know they're aluminium, so they were always going to bend eventually.
Oh, yeah.
But your plan and layout to dupe me, especially because I couldn't run, I'm too heavy, so I have to run plastic on the sides, was working. If they were like 2 or 3 more thick and made out of steel, then I would have been on the ropes. But yeah.
I mean, the plan was to kind of hit the middle, because he can't hit us in the middle.
Well, genuinely, you could. I was wondering if you were going to take the risky shot of the Hail Mary, because if you get my weapon belt, then that changes the path of the fight.
Yeah.
Or my weapon motor's just there and my lipo's just there. So I wasn't going into this expecting it to be any kind of walk in the park. And I think he might have clipped my top at some point, because I don't know. I need to watch it back. I don't remember anything. But there's damage on the top. Well, like
I took
a mark.
I took one shot,
So
but I'm pretty sure I
where
hit the
that
floor
damage
with it.
is,
There's a little mark.
can I show the camera?
Yeah. Can you see on the top?
So that's where the weapon belt is.
Yeah, it's directly
It
above the
was
weapon belt, and the
very-
weapon motor's in there.
If
So-
it was a bit more accurate. would
Bit
that
more.
have taken
Well,
out-
honestly, that was plumb on. So I don't know if it wasn't a full power hit or what.
Maybe.
But it could have been a completely different fight right then and there. So
I mean, it was very spectacular, but
It really was.
Ellis does what
Certainly
Ellis does,
put on
I'm
a show.
afraid.
Us.
Can you get it fixed?
We can certainly
Yeah.
try.
For tomorrow, maybe.
For tomorrow?
Yeah.
I mean,
sorry, I'm a bit out of it now. I'm running on an hour's sleep. And 2 hours
did
from
that
the night before
routine
that, 3
help
hours.
from earlier?
No, it's paid off now. I can go home fairly satisfied that I know at least I didn't make it worse
You have
from
had
last
a
event.
pretty effortless run. to be
I
honest.
don't know. But
I mean,
it may not have looked it, but I've actually had this apart every single fight.
well, well done, Ellis. There's 3 wins. I'm sorry about this, but this
It is what it is.
Ellis
It's a
does.
good fight.
It was a good
It was
fight.
fun.
Very spectacular.
Good for the spectators as well.
And that's what we want.
Cheers.
After that, our final fight. Let's take a look at the scores. There we can see it. Gizmo tops the table with 3. They move straight on to the round of 16. The Chili Daddy on 2 are in second place, and they will go into the play-in matches later in the series. We look forward to seeing them again. Jack Hammer and Seventh Circle, wonderful to see them both, but unfortunately now out of the competition. Commiserations to them. Congratulations to the Chili Daddy and to Gizmo, and I look forward to seeing both in the future of this competition. For now though, I have been your host, Jevon Woodrow. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, do subscribe to the channel, and we shall see you next time for more Robot Rebellion.